everyone to CRL 2025. We are back. After a month's off, we are here for the fall semester of Collegiate Rocket League.
Forward immediately, but KnightYuh knows that that's coming, so he's going to go for that near post next. In the corner, all three players crowded around the goal, and that's exactly the result you expect. In weird situations, kind of like this, Polar looking back post. He's going to find that post, but not going to be in. That well again by Cumberland, so apparently defensive game has not really fallen off so far, at least on Forbidden Temple. Maybe their offensive game is still on. What a redirect from KnightYuh, but unfortunately right to the goalkeeper.
Both teams buying themselves a ton of time here. We're halfway through this game and still not a goal on the board on either end. I almost jinxed it, and I will. Caster Curse will show as Polar sees the risky clear in front of the net and does not hesitate.
Love it. Put it on target, force a weird save, but even better, remain close so that you can recover just in case it bounces back.
This series, if they lose this one in the same scoreline, it would be 1-0 twice in a row with a shutout so far. The closest they have gotten. Still not enough, and hockE misses the pass! Seconds left to play. Northwood, no, it's now or never. You do not want to start off your league play with a reverse sweep required against a team that, as we said, has been hot lately! And unfortunately, Northwood, you could not be any colder. Off the bar and out, and they have to restart their offense again. Not going to be able to make contact on all of them, and if they mess up one, that should give you the opening. Speaking of which, this could be it! My goodness, the fake out! Creamz knew that ball was his, and he did not miss.
It's one of those lead-up type of plays. As the moment Creamz goes to the backboard, I have to say, I was looking at the goalie, I'm saying, Creamz just pulling off the flashiest play we've seen today. That's a highlight reel, especially if this one starts to turn the favor of Northwood. Zineel tried to pre-flip, and that could have been a really early dagger if this keeps up.
I do not like this, though. This is a lot of aggression out of Northwood, and that's the problem. Maybe it kind of feels like I think Cumberland might have missed their opportunity to close the door here. Northwood at full force, but they overextended! What on earth just happened here? Alone on an island. I heard Next make the initial challenge, and had he missed, it would have been a terrible scenario for Cumberland. Still might be, though. hockE sees the pass out center. Polar low on boost. Good luck, young man. You are not saving that.
And Creamz puts everything he could behind this one, but hockE still has a lot to do. As we've seen, Polar is in a situation where they have to really fight to be able to get back into a game, which is something we haven't seen much of, but this could be the beginning. Bump on the backboard, missed double, Polar as well, into the ceiling, crashing the net, and this time, not finding a 50. And actually has it completely go by him. Luckily, Creamz able to react to that one, and then gets a pinch and a half all the way back down, just a little wide. Same with hockE's follow-up.
I'm not sure if they were calling Zineel's bluff. I'm not sure if they didn't think the shot was capable, but what on earth just happened? A goal for Cumberland. Weirdest sequence of events so far today, and it's going to result in a 2-0.
There's counterattacks, and then there's this. This is smooth from Next, using the boost perfectly, getting that soft touch with pace.
Unfortunately, can't get another contact out of midfield, meaning Cumberland, they'll basically shrug that off and go for another approach. Next with a flip, reset, and that might seal the deal. 100 to play, and it's 3-0 to Cumberland.
This man is disgusting. You can't do that to two defenders. No more boost, but he has all the power.
More aggressive challenges. You see one there. Creamz dives into the corner, and yes, it does give space to hockE, but not nearly enough. That might, though. What a bump from the veteran. Clears the lane for Zineel, and Northwood are on the board. We've got our first upset of the season. Former champions Northwood fall to Cumberland 3-1 to get our semester started. Eventually pulling in the other two. A common, patient approach out of midfield, but the problem is you don't necessarily want to do that against Concord, who can do things like that. Helix, their quote-unquote worst player, which I still think is a title we have got to stop talking about, because dude has proven he is up there with the greats of CRL. Greatness not on display on that one, though. Stuck between a rock and a hard place and stuck on no boost.
This one was kind of almost in slow motion. It was the chip shot from Andy going right down to JT, right place, right time, opens the score in 1-0.
I think they're doing a good job right now of staying calm, cool, and collected as we eclipse halftime here, and still the 1-0 remains. Side skimmer is on target and in! And I gotta say, I don't really blame, I don't know who, for going to the corner. They're like, yeah, Hockser's not hitting that. You forget it's Hockser!
Oh, man, I think I saw a dry
All right,
pixel.
so Hockser and Andy, welcome to CRL. Your debuts have already shown highlight reels, and it might continue. JT past to Andy. That one's off the bar. You don't miss the days of where it was like score lines are 5-7, 6-9, or something randomly like that, man. It's the same thing over and over again with just these insane score lines. This time, it's going to be a bit different. different. A goal with 7 seconds to go. I like the last little touch there from Helix. It wastes a little time, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel now.
Yeah, they get the goal scored, but they do take about 2 extra seconds to make that goal count for real. Would that be the difference here?
Good to see him attempt it there, but for now, we'll focus on the players at hand, because 90 seconds or so here, it's been rather quiet. Wait a minute, I might have jinxed it. Here comes Hockser with a double off target.
Oh, like, you know, John Cena's final tour. This is kind of like seeing him out in college, man. It's just wild. But shot on frame, first goal of the game, Hockser. Abilities to control that ball to make that a possibility.
This is impressive stuff so far here from Baylor. We, again, have had okay, never mind, I'm not going back to it. Let's focus on the now. Not feel like enough against a defense that has barely flinched at most of the approaches. Maybe they'll do something on this one, because the lead block is perfect. Boost will be stolen away. More midfield interference from JT. I like it, and I like this. Gonna take the shot, but hold on. We got a pause. That was called, and I believe prior to the goal, there's gonna have to be a reason for this. We're gonna have to take a second here and see if that goal is gonna stand. He recognizes this awkwardness and tries to get to the backboard with some power, but Simas realizing that he doesn't have the space, and another breakaway here. This one denied on the line by Crispy, but Baylor, they gotta be careful. One wrong mistake on the backboard, and that's an opening.
Yeah, the overtime period was kind of favoring Baylor for a while, but it looked like, what does I say that? What a score!
I'll be real, that is why I'm champ too, and these guys are professionals. Let's keep on playing here. 90 seconds gone so far, and Concord definitely do look better on offense. That would be a great way for them to start off the scoring. Problem is, it's 2 minutes gone, no goal scored, and that's a bump that had the shot been on target. Probably would have been a goal. It's not, though, and JT now to take over. The flip reset, not even used. It's instead a shot from his teammate, but Baylor, they are surging right now. Shot after shot. Which one lands? It's got to be this one. Andy the double. It's 1-0 Baylor.
Yeah, every time you knock something out the way, you kind of exert yourself, and there was just no answer to this one. Andy just says, here's our 4th attempt at goal in so many seconds and moments, and that's the one that goes in. I was going to tell you that maybe you can look at this contest as...
Whoa! Why on earth is that one an uncontested double off the backboard? He does not get the shot on target, but Baylor starting to fall asleep at the wheel here. You have to be careful. If you don't, you're getting scored on. But JT, barrel of a shutout in game 3 and a sweep against them. And guess what? If this ball hits the ground, that indeed is going to happen. Simas, he'll keep this up. Crispy's there, back pass. Simas gonna try to keep it too. Helix is there, and Hockser's got it to the ground. 3-0. Baylor say, I don't care about expectations. We're here to play. We're here to win. We are 1-0. Goodbye, Concord.
By the Mountaineers. Not going to work out this time, but right now it seems like West Virginia, they've settled into a pattern of play that they really do like, and some mechanics that they want to bust out as Tool goes low. Flicks past the last defender. Certainly it's in. The save by North. Either way, it doesn't really matter how many saves you get if you're still going to fall behind. Gman, maybe not for long. That's a flick past the last defender. He's trying to angle it on target. North as well. That's 2 players committed. It's only Chilli for the remainder finish.
Exposure we saw the 2nd minute in the contest is pretty much evaporated, but this is a lot about OK Christian being able to see a new pace and find a way to change that, and now it's paying dividends.
Gman. You had some help, but this is a fancy setup. Getting the musty off. North disrupting the goalie. Does everything right there, except for get the bump. Gman has to be circumvented. Gyro does just enough. That should be open for Tool. He's got no boost, no accuracy either. That's a deflection. Another shutdown by Gman. Chilli, how about a hat trick? Do you have it in ya? Yes, sir!
West Virginia showing up their defense, but yet still no score here in game 2.
That open double, and you cannot give him that opportunity. I like the close angle, the cut that no one saw coming.
Yeah, Matt, what are you doing, man? You're slicing in. You pretty much said, I'm going to go right. No, I'm kidding, and go near post.
An equalizer, but instead, it's going to go the other way. With a demo, with an open shot. Gyro, no boost, trying to lay it off to Tool. He's got it on target, but Chilli is more than ready for it. Gman get another flick. Reset double, and Matt does not have the angle, luckily for the Eagles.
Man, Gman with a side foul roll. That was a desperation clear, but it definitely worked for them, but maybe delaying the inevitable. That's a goal from Gyro.
Oh my goodness, Gyro, that is close control. That is glue on the front of his car, just delicately putting that one in. That looked like rumble spikes at a certain point.
Passes that can easily be intercepted. You won't get points for those, but those are the ones you say really keeps teams in games.
Man, speaking of keeping it in games, that was Matt taking that air dribble flip reset, and I would say it paid off with all that defense, but...
Enough to have a second touch, and I wonder if that's going to be a situation that's going to pay off for them, and apparently it does.
Yeah, hold on. I saw Tool in that first flick. He gets the wall dash, which might have tripped things up, but Matt lingering upfield just shows all you players, you might have gone a lesser player. Double commit, but not the 50 they're hoping for. Now, here comes the counter, Matt. That looks like a wide open double. He does not often miss those, and this is not one of those times.
Wow, that angle I thought was going to be a bit too aggressive with the double tap, but maybe I was mistaken. No, I definitely was mistaken. That right there was perfection, and definitely when it was needed. It's now 3-1.
Continue to rack up. That is number 6 from West Virginia. In fact, doubling their opponents. So it's not like they have been completely dominating the offense. However, with fakes, you can't predict. That's not going to be another one for the tally. 1 goal back, which means he's going to have to retreat all the way back. Gyro with a pass back or a bump. No. Gman gets it away. Shot on target. Double commit. Gman, can you beat Gyro? Yes, but you don't have the contact.
I think Tokyo is one of my worst personal records as a Rocket League player, so I would not to be in a situation, but I will say when the lights are bright, stars do come to the top, and what a goal right there on cue. Gyro opens the scoring again for West Virginia.
And probably the most well-known player in this lobby, it's Gyro, pro-level player, DreamHack champion tag, and showing exactly why.
At that tension moment with a 1-goal lead for West Virginia, do you hunker down, you park the bus, or you try to go for the dagger?
Oh, the pass over to Matt. He can't predict. That could have been it. Matt, near side, no double. Gyro, the put away, and it does find its way through. Abandon on that challenge. Gman from an angle, back post. Gyro inside and out the goal. The squishy save to be able to get that one off the line. And as always, it seems like it's just a matter of time. West Virginia trying to survive. OZ trying to march their way back in. North has found a single foothold. They got a gift of a kickoff in the last game. How about the end of this penultimate game? Potentially, if they can bring it forward, even with bumps, that's not going to go all the way through. Gman from the corner, high lob. All of West Virginia a little bit messed up. That's low on boost. Gyro trying to keep this one close. It just has to hit the ground. Gman ahead. Chilli with the last second effort. Saved on the line. The Mountaineers closing it out. They're getting their first victory league play.
That bump on Garrett's going to be huge to give them some time, but they still need to be careful. Long ball downfield, though. Counterattack ensuming, and the Tool will nail it.
Thought Garrett saw that at the last moment. You could see him turn for it. Thing is, that's all he's going to be able to input because Tool has an open air dribble. He's got a low 50. He's got a reset almost going through, if not for the 4th defender.
Cornering every single turn perfectly and getting the demos along the way as well. That's an open net. Surely a goal, if not for Garrett off the respawn.
It doesn't even bode well. That Tool does not get the air dribble I don't think he was looking for, trying to stay behind it. He's going to lose out in the next 50. Gyro is not going to be able to get there. Percy, not the same fate.
Who knows if that's going to be enough to end this OT? So far, the answer is no. A weird double commit, though, might open some space. The shot on target from Percy denied by Gyro.
We'll gladly take a demo, steal some boost, and then regain for try number 2 from the ceiling. Tool, oh no, you do not. Bottom corner, just barely saved. Through on target, but you do not want to overcommit. You just got to wait for your golden opportunity. That had to be it, but Garrett says no. Bump play, Percy recover, another goal line stop. Maybe trying to also advance that narrative, get something going, but instead Percy gonna circumvent that. Garrett, wide open shot, and Matt cannot make the recovery. Winthrop is able to endure and prosper.
It's exactly what you talked about, just a little bit of over-eagerness from WVU. Dictate who's going to win the rest of them. And also with the way the WVU are playing, I'd be surprised if they got shut out. All right, well, you know what?
Turns out he is correct on that one, and we are tied yet again. Maybe not for long, as Tool is gonna read that one better than everybody. It's a lead just like that.
This is why I said they got to stick to their passing plays, and unfortunately for Winthrop, you got to respect every pass. I think Percy got called off there thinking there's no way they're going to turn this into anything right.
I'm just going to kind of hang around the ball, see what happens. Oh, that's able to be ground pinch? Bet. Okay, let's just put that one right in. Speaking of, though, GarrettG, not necessarily a pre-jump.
We like what we're seeing from WVU, though. A little bit more patience seems to be going a long way, and also putting them in bad positions. Garrett the double, right on target or not.
It really only takes one to go in, and Matt could be the provider, but with 3 players in the net.
Good thing is, possession stays in their favor, and tcorrell still doesn't have any boost to play with. Gyro the reset, gets it not even around 1. Percy's immediate challenge will shut that down. But WVU in the driver's seat and taking shots. Percy now to take this one away from his teammate. He does not want that ball lingering in front of net longer than it has to, and that's why Tool the immediate shot, Percy the save. The defense starting to get tested now for Winthrop, but it may matter not if they can convert here. That's a free ball off the backboard, and Tool makes up for his initial mistake.
More than enough spacing. Another demo. Gyro trying to put this one to bed. The inverse, the 50. Tool gets the dub for the Mountaineers.
They've been using that patience to their advantage. Gyro said, challenge, I dare you. They wait too long and they will punish. A chance to dive to the ceiling here now for Winthrop to keep this going, and it's still not enough. Gyro a good 50. This one pops out center. Percy the shot. Tool to deny.
Tool not only getting the denial on the goal line, but being able to get that 50 in the middle. I thought that could have been a counterattack, but WVU taking a bit too much time. In fact, there's nobody there, and it might be time for a Winthrop lead. Series, they're getting into decent positions, but WVU just beating them out on those certain approaches, getting the touches that they need to, and maybe not always, though, because maybe GarrettG can be a little stealthy, sneak a pass through the T.
Off the ceiling, reset in the bag. What can he do with it? Perfect catch and the 50. Where's the follow-up? They're there. Matt a bit high. Where's the net? That shot goes off target. Still more pressure, but is it enough? I think not. tcorrell to just keep this one close, carry it to midfield, and Gyro, he'll get one last chance. Could it be even close to the last one? Absolutely, and tcorrell still makes the save. Fast Garrett is denied, but the bump will at least stop any offense that could have countered with. Both teams still looking about as close as ever, but it looks like West Virginia might have the first chance. There it was, there it went. Gyro trying to take over here. Can't quite, and Percy the immediate challenge. Winthrop getting more and more confident with these challenges on target, and it makes sense why. They can see the defense crumbling, and they're taking advantage. GarrettG to get us started.
I love this from Percy, always staying involved in the play. Gets 50, understands, I can back up.
On defense could cause problems. That's why you see a bit of a patient play here now from Winthrop, recognizing their approach needs to be precise, and it is not quite. Another one goes off the woodwork. Both teams starting to get plagued by that. Could it be to the advantage of WVU? Counterattack imminent, passing play down, and Gyro denied on the line again. Dive instantaneously, knowing interference is more important than them getting a perfect touch on the ball is what has kept Winthrop from conceding a goal so far, and passes like that are how they're getting goals on the other end. Percy, a perfect dish, and GarrettG will not miss.
Percy, I don't even know how you get that much power. It looked like I wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to get that reset, but not only does he do that, and he's leading his team to the promised land so long as this next minute just about goes in their favor.
I warned about this before, about... Never mind, I don't care about my warnings. I don't care about what happened the rest of this series. tcorrell said, you're not leaving me out of this conversation.
And nice double, but also we gotta pay homage to Butter. It looked like that's how it's gonna end, but no. Looks like Neo Tokyo, as we mentioned, a heartbreaker of a map, and slowly going Winthrop's way as they continue to cruise on forward. GarrettG, the Hattie.
Garrett said, I've had enough of, spreading the wealth when it comes to the goals here. Let me just take them all, and goodness me if he doesn't deserve to do so.
It wasn't a clean sweep, but it's the same as their win over St. Clair. 3-1 to start off the season with yet another in the W column.
4-0, let's make it 5 in the final game. It's a little bit of a garbage goal, but a goal is a goal nonetheless. And this one is a heck of a way to stamp this series. Definitive win here for Winthrop in their debut for CRL. Debut for GarrettG. Debut for Percy. And kind of just feels like it's another day at the office. These guys have been here before. They have seen the spotlight. Now they're just soaking up the rays.